Hello everybody, this is Johnny S with another Happy Game Review. Today we're going to have a look at an action roguelike, let's say, game. It's called Jotunnslayer, Hordes of Hell, as can be seen in the background. It's a top-down isometric, let's say, game. It's a very casual game. It's auto-attack, type of survival, let's say. For those who are not familiar with the genre, it's a very good game, very casual game. You can literally play it with one hand. It's a WASD for the movement skills, and it's auto basic attack. You level up, you gain levels, you go through the game, you unlock different skills, you set up your repertoire, let's say, on how you're going to battle these enemies, and the point is to go through different stages by killing the incoming hordes of hell, as they call them. So Jotunnslayer, it's a very nice game. It is early access. It's $10 off Steam store, and there is a Founders Edition that you can get for an additional $11 around, which has a couple of extra soundtracks, a couple of costumes, a couple of things like that. Because it's early access, I will not advise unless you really love it. As far as rating goes, I will say around 7 out of 10. It's very nice, very visually nice aesthetic. It looks like a new game with a lot of graphics, nice animations, but the concept still remains to be kind of simple, you know what I mean? It is, let's say, an action roguelike sort of game. So you have a couple of options. Reset. We're going to go straight in. I'm going to demonstrate what you have, and I'm going to do a stage and just keep the video as short as possible. So you have a couple of trophies that you unlock. There's no real benefits from unlocking this rather than just collecting them. They will give you the conditions on how to unlock them. You have your skill shop, and this is how you slowly gather up your resources. Your resources are basically, it can be seen here, they're like golden crystals, let's say, coins and crystals. You can use these coins to actually buy your skill points, and you can use these crystals to unlock some items in the game. So there's 4 classes at the moment. There's the Berserker. This is your classical, let's say, melee type of a character. He has life regeneration, so he's very tanky and very durable within the battle. Then you have your classic sorceress, which is Seers. She does like chaos damage, she's got spirits, she's got this type of things. Then you get your archer. At the moment we are playing the archer. I found him to be quite good. He's a ranged character, much more defensive, let's say. And you have this hybrid class, which is a little bit like a medium range melee, let's say. You have a couple of gods that you can also get skills. You got Thor, he's based on electricity, regeneration, stuff like that. You have Freya, you have Loki, and you have Odin. There's many skills that you can unlock. At the moment, all the points that we are getting, we are putting them on the class that we're playing. At any point of time, you can reset it without any cost. So let's say you play a stage and you want to go with the Revenant, and you have a couple of points like I've got here. You put all your points on this guy, and you go ahead and play it. You want to change, you can just reset it. Go, let's say you want to play with the Berserker, start putting all the points here. We're at the point now that we can actually level up pretty much everything. So 48 points seems to unlock everything here. Where do you put the rest of the points? You can actually go, if you prefer a specific god, and start leveling up specific gods if you want to target that. And then you go to the play. So going to the play, we'll start off with our classes. It's got a little description at the back here. This is the only class that has innate regeneration, hence the survivor. As can be seen, it's got very nice graphics. On a low-end PC, it's playing perfectly. There's no delays and everything. Let me spin it around. And this is the graphic quality, even though it's a top-down game. So you can see it's very nice. So this is your Berserker. This is the Seers. This is the Mage Buset. This is the medium range with a little bit of fire skills, a little bit of a dagger skills. And this is the one that we're selecting to play with, which is the more of the Ranger. They call him the Revenant. So let's continue. You have a couple of weapons you can unlock. At the moment we have not unlocked, so I've dedicated approximately 5 to 6 hours, meaning that I've played it like 2-3 different days by playing like 1-2 hours each one of these days. The crystals seems to be able to unlock it. So the crystals that we have out here unlock your main bow, and there's a Q button that you have like one skill, which is activatable skill, let's say, and this is what is referred to down here. So it's kind of some innate stats, Critical hit damages for the next bow. This one is attack speed. I like attack speed more. Glacial spikes. Usually we're not really using those skills, but you know, this is something to keep in mind. So they all have 3 different weapons. One is the base one, and the other 2 that you unlock for 5 and 10 crystals respectively. This one has got healing power, and it actually has the death ribbon. Then you got costumes. You have the default skin. You have another skin that you can buy. You can get by completing specific circumstances. So this one you have to complete some sort of stage in specific difficulty. This is what it looks like, and there's another one which is related to the Founders. So this one here is for the Founders edition of the game. So if you buy the Founders, you get an extra costume also. We're going to go obviously with the basic. You go continue. You have a couple of stages. At the moment, these are all the stages which are locked. So we got Helheim, Strafheim, Jotunheim. You got Masphalium, and the first one is Niflheim. So let's play with the first stage. You select it. You got a couple of options here. So you got easy, normal, hard, insane, which is locked at the moment. We're going to go with easy. It shows you what's underneath, and you have a couple of runes that you can enable. So you can enable these runes, let's say. This one is basically you unlock this skill, this rune here. I think when you die a couple of times consecutively. This one here, because they're unlocked, it doesn't tell us how to unlock it. But I think on this one, if you die 2-3 times, it unlocks it, makes it easier, let's say. You get less, obviously, rewards, but it allows you to proceed through the game if you're not that good. So this is a good option that I have for a rune. This one is making it a little bit harder. This one unlocks by completing with the previous one and so forth. So you can buff up the difficulty quite a bit. And once you go continue, it's going to start the game. Let's start the game with the Revenant. But it's a very nice game. I spent quite a bit of time as per my standards. So this is your character. Because we've leveled up his skill tree, he's doing a little bit more damage than usual. When you're going to start, you're not going to be that much, you know. But very beautiful. You got a couple of quests on the map. On the top right hand side we see a couple of Kian objectives that you have to go and do. Those crystals, if you go over them, you will pick them up. On the bottom left hand side you have your Q. So if I press the Q button, it's the only active skill. It throws those arrows and there's a cooldown. You can infinitely do that skill, but it is cooldown respective. Space does a dash. The dash is quite huge as far as distance goes, and it has a cooldown. 400 is your life at the top, and at the bottom the purple bar is your level. At the moment we're level 1. As you level up, this is where you get additional things, and you have a couple of quests which happen over time. At the end you unlock a boss, and basically that's how you complete the stage. There is a clock countdown, so you can actually complete the stage by not completing the objectives, meaning that you can sit here and you can complete the stage to proceed just by running out of the clock, the time. Obviously you have to play a little bit defensive. We got a wolf. That wolf is our wolf. You have a couple of re-rolls. What I like to do is re-roll until I get my kind of skills. We're going to go with an autocast skill. So you have autocast and passive skills. Autocast is active skills, this is passive skills. We'll start with a couple of active, so we can, you know, now he's firing more arrows around him. We don't have any more re-rolls, so we're going to go with Freya. And we're going to get these ones. It's basically discs spinning around. Now we're going to go with Loki. Cooldown on the dash, so the dash becomes much more. We're gonna go with Freya again. Experience gained is always good, so this is going to help us level up, as can be seen. But the main one that we're trying to focus is our class. Okay, unless you have chosen some other class that you like, you can give yourself more re-rolls, let's say. But for the time being, we don't have that. This is the level 2 of our autocast, a passive, or a different sort of heart seeker. I'm going to choose the heart seeker to get more sort of things. There's gold that drops. That gold you can use to level up. Okay. So we got heart seeker. We're going to go with movement speed, so a passive. And you can actually, like I said, very nice graphics, very nice soundtrack, fluent movement. So these are objectives. You can get food to heal up. At the moment we are full of food, so we don't care. Let's go for the objectives just to show. Try to pick up the gold. On the minimap you have all the icons which show you what's going on. So if there's a food down, at the moment on our minimap there's a chest that has appeared. Usually those have 3 selections of specific things that you can select, like buffs, let's say. Perfect, we got this guy. Vampirism, so there's 2 passives and 1 auto cast. I'm going to go with I will say this one, Vampirism. This will help us a little bit on our survivability. So we're going to head out to get more wolves. We're going to head out a little bit to the chest, and you can upgrade as you're going along the game different things, such as your pickup range and so forth, depending on the skills that you get. So we got this chest, we got 3 selections: magnet, experience gain for the current level, rerolls. So the rerolls is quite important. I like it, so I'm going to go with the rerolls. There's a golden icon here, so that's that bird that gives us a couple of gold. So let's follow him. Okay, we got the gold, and let's continue with the rest. It's a short, let's say, stage. I might actually showcase the whole thing. It's only like 10 minutes. It's not going to take too much of your time. Okay, so once you complete the last, let's say, objective, it's going to go and say your next objective will come in 2, 1, and so forth. It gives you selection. Sometimes it will give you more than 1 selection. So this one is the graves of the chieftains. So let's go ahead. Perfect. As soon as we're getting those ones, we are in like volley. So this just gives us more arrows, which is basically our basic attack. Let's spawn this big guy here. And we'll do our big skill also. There is a sort of an indication of the moves that the enemies are going to use. At the moment, like I said, because at the beginning it's very simple, it's very basic, so we don't have to worry a lot, let's say. But as you progress on the stages, they keep getting harder and harder. And like I said, relaxed gameplay. I love these games. They're very relaxed. You play with one hand, have a smoke, whatever. I really do seem to enjoy those games. Some people are, it's not to their liking. They will say it's like brain dead and so forth. Whenever you complete an objective, like I said, you get a couple of gold coins extra. Level up. As soon as we see Revenant, we are happy. Increase our wolves, get our damage reduction, or disease change. We'll go for more wolves. And you don't have to move around. At the moment we don't have an objective, so we can go to the center. The center is this circle that you have here, and just wait for our next objective, which will come in 2 minutes and 29 seconds. It will be the boss. The boss comes before you end and gives you enough time for you to actually kill him. On the left hand side you see where you have selected your currency overall, and you see your active skills. So all those skills, you can have up to 5 active skills, which can be your skills, gold skills, whatever skills. And you have the passives. The passives you don't see, you just know that you've got them. Obviously, in order for you to get the experience, you have to move around at some point. Otherwise, you're not going to level up, let's say. These are subclasses, so these make quite a big difference. When standing still, you get more attack, get a little bit more healing, or for the beastmaster, for the wolves, have a cooldown. We're going to go for more survivability. And it's not only those 3, if I remember correctly. Like I said, I haven't dedicated a huge amount of time. Try to collect the gold, by the way, whenever you do see gold around. There's a chest at the bottom. So let's go pick up the chest. At the moment we have, we got a couple of rerolls, perfect. So we're trying to focus on this guy, you know what I mean? Passive, healing power, disease chance, damage reduction. So they're all defensive, let's say. We'll go with healing power. You can use the dash to actually close distances a little bit faster. We've got a better cooldown on our dashing skill also, that helps us. This will give us 3 choices. We're going to go with experience gain of the current level. So that actually buffed up our bar. Give us some additional XP. Okay, Revenant, perfect. Cold Embrace, passive. We're gonna go with attack damage, just a little bit more offensive. In 1 minute we're going to get an objective, and at 4 minutes, like I said, the stage is going to end. And the whole point of it is try to get all the objectives. It's quite easy. It does get harder after a while, obviously, and as you progress through the stages. Each one of these stages that I showed at the beginning has different look. So the first one is here, the next one is like a flame sort of thing. I haven't progressed so much, but I've played enough to get the feeling of it, have an idea of what it feels like, and the most important thing in this type of games is the replayability. How fun does it feel like, you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if it's got like huge content. Most of these games are repeating games, so you don't go crazy if it's got like 10 stages or 5 stages. I mean, the thing is, if it has 5 stages, is it fun to play those stages again and again, or does it get boring? On this game, it's quite fun. So on around 5 seconds, we get a new objective. Let's see what our objective is. Let's increase our arrows. A new objective, Curse Winter. So this is a curse that we have to survive. And the blue cyan icons on the map are the indicators usually of your objectives. So we get slowed, and there's a bar at the bottom, and we'll have to survive that. Once we survive, we get additional a little bit of reward. There's a red cross that has appeared on our map. That usually gives you quite a big healing, let's say. We don't need it at the moment, but we're going to go and trigger it just for the sake of triggering it. When a specific objective is active, you do not have the indication to go for your next objective. Reroll. Yeah, let's do this. So the pass by the 3, passive, we're going to go with more of that. So there's the healing. At the moment it made no difference, but you know. So we are very slow, and there's different, let's say, you know, negative effects that you get. One, when you move along a little bit later in the stages, you will see that on the objectives it will give you selection. It will tell you like, do you want an easy objective? There's a little bit of a mini boss, let's say, whenever you see these big guys here. Those things that we press have the ability to freeze enemies. Okay, so we got also that. Got skill upgrade, this is good. So let's select that. It gives us a free upgrade straight away. And now we have the boss. So we got around 1 minute and something. Let's pick this game. Let's talk about the ravens. Yep, it's good enough. It throws those ravens out. So it gives us enough time to do the boss, the final guy. We have 1 minute and 52. If we trigger the guy and we kill him in less than 1:52, then you get less resources. So it is a good idea to, depending on your power and how easy it is, not to trigger him straight away. What I do is I like to wait around the minute, let's say, and then trigger him. Because we know that we can kill him in less than a minute. In order for a minute to take a lot of your time, now I will just go ahead and trigger him. So we'll go trigger the big boss. There's an animation, nice animation. He spawns from the center of the circle. I'm gonna leave it to play. So very nice graphics, you know what I mean, for a, let's say, simple top-down game. It's quite good. So there are enemies that are coming simultaneously in these crystals, but at some point the crystals do stop. So if you pay attention now, the enemies have stopped coming. You get this ice wall, which means you cannot go and travel far away from where the boss is, because rearranged. Every now and then there will be enemies coming, but if you pay attention, they don't throw experience. Experience stops unless you have some crystals you haven't picked up from before. So we're going to go and pick up a little bit of the crystals. We're not going to level up. So far we're just walking around, you know, I mean, we can escape him quite fast. If you stand closer to him like here, you will do more damage, you know what I mean? And he's dead. Come on, you're dead. Yeah, he's dead. So he drops a couple of items down for us. we collect this. It gives us the overall stats of our stage, how we went along, and we use these resources to actually level up more and more and more. That's it, guys. I like to thank everybody for your time. I hope I didn't bore you too much. Jotunnslayer, very nice game. I'll suggest it to all. $10. It's quite cheap of a game. Fair enough, it's not a free game, but it is worth it. It is fun, especially if you're in this type of genre games that I like. So I'd like to thank everybody, and I'll bid you goodbye. Goodbye.